Hello, hello. Welcome to LinkedIn Marketing Minis with Karen Yankovich. That's me. And I am here with you at 10 a.m. Eastern every day with a simple little marketing tip to help you just elevate your marketing, elevate your brand, elevate your visibility, elevate your impact, your influence, and your income. And we are live every day on my LinkedIn business page at Karen Yankovich, my my Facebook business page at Karen Yankovich, my Facebook group, which if you're not a member of, you can join us at linkedinforwomencommunity.com. We're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And if you have missed any of these, one of the reasons we're live on YouTube is because it allows me to create a YouTube playlist of all of these videos. If you go to marketingminis.com, you will see the playlist for all these videos. It's September 19th is the date that we're live on this. So I've been live every day for the month of September. So there's now 19 videos for you to binge on the YouTube playlist at marketingminis.com. So check that out. If you're here with me live, I would love you to jump into this conversation. This is a good conversation topic today. So I would love for you to jump into this conversation if you're feeling it. Okay. One more thing before I get into today's topic. A lot of people are asking me, telling me that they're really enjoying these videos, but how does it all fit together, right? So if you want to know how this video here and a lot of the other 19 or 18 videos that I've done so far fit together as a strategy, going over to sluvideo.com, that stands for She's Linked Up. And it's just I just created like it's not even 10 minutes, a short video that kind of talks about how all this goes together. There's no email. I don't need your email address for you to watch that video. You can just watch it. And if you want to know more about what it looks like to get help with that, you can, we let you know what that looks like, but there's nothing for sale. We don't need your email address. It's just, how does this all fit together? So what is this topic today that I think is conversation worthy? The topic today is your LinkedIn audience is sick and tired of your spam. And I don't know, I can see all you guys out there in the blogosphere, in the interwebs, on the ether webs, like going like this, like, yes, I am sick of everybody's spam, right? You guys know how much I love LinkedIn for connections, for credibility, for conversations. And you also know, because I talked about it on one of these videos, that I do think LinkedIn can be your money tree and should be your money tree. It's where the big money happens. It's where the opportunities happen. It's where the contracts happen. And at the same time, there's a lot of weeds right around our money tree. And that's kind of what I think about these people that are just spamming. Like if you took even a glance at my LinkedIn profile, you would know that you do not need to send me a LinkedIn connection request saying, I think I can help you with your LinkedIn marketing. Even if you can, like, this is what I teach. Why would you pitch me? Right. So it's just so exhausting to constantly get rid of these people. But here's the thing. Here's why I think it's important that you're not doing this, because there are reasons to do when I say cold outreach, I don't mean cold outreach to cold people, but outreach to your existing LinkedIn network, right? So I don't want you to just abandon LinkedIn because you feel like it's just full of spam. What I want you to do is understand how you can use this platform to reach the people you want to reach without it feeling spammy. Okay. So first and foremost, think about this from a brand standpoint. There was somebody one time that sent me a LinkedIn message saying whatever, and it turns out it was automated, but I passed my automation radar, right? I have this built-in automation radar, passed my automation radar, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I do think I want to get to know her. But then I went to my email and I realized I got the exact same message in my email. And I'm like, okay, now my automation radar went, right? So I messaged her and I said, I would like to know more about it, but she didn't pick up on that. And she just kept sending me messages. And honestly, I was this is going to be a little dramatic, but I was like brokenhearted for her, because here's this strong, successful woman who got suckered into using these automation tools that is denigrating her brand, right? Because now I'm annoyed at her. And I'm like, you are you're hurting your brand if you're doing this. Okay, because here's the other thing that happens when you're just sending out these random connection requests to random people. Will, if you send out 100 connection requests a day, which is what some people are doing, which is insanity, right? And then you start messaging them with, get on my calendar, I can help you, get on my calendar, I can help you. Eventually, right? Eventually, if you throw enough spaghetti against a wall, something sticks. But what happens then is they're not qualified, they don't know, like, or trust you. There's no reason. Both of you get on the call and they're like, I don't even know why this call's on my calendar, I don't even remember who you are, right? Most of the time that's what happens. So, I had another conversation with somebody who was working for somebody who I knew. I actually knew the guy that owned the company that this person was working for. And they're like, Karen, we're putting like 40, 50 great leads a month on his calendar, and he's not closing any of them. And I'm like, well, how great can the leads be? I know your boss. He's personable, right? Well, how great can the leads be if he's not closing any of them? Right. And all I could hear was that's 40 or 50 hours a month that this guy is wasting talking to people who are not good leads, because you've got somebody in this ear going, I have this great service, and they're going to put all these great leads on your calendar. They're not great leads. They're just people on your calendar. And I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. So there's ways to do this that there are strategies out there that get you your calendar full. And when I say your calendar full, I'm not looking to have 10 calls a day on my calendar. Right now, if you're in a sales position, you might want 10 calls a day on your calendar, right? But when I say your calendar full, whatever a full calendar looks like for you, right? You get to choose what that full calendar looks like. you know um, there's calendar tools that allow you to set those limits, right? And then you can be intentional about who you reach out to. I do think you need to have a connection campaign. And I talked about the 3 different types of connections already on a video, I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check and make sure that I did talk about that already. Yeah, 3 categories of relationship. That was on September 12th. So I do think I want you to be continually building your network. But as you do, those are the people you want to do the outreach to, but not immediately. Don't start spamming them. You probably have an entire network full of people that you haven't talked to in a long time, right? Doing some outreach to them is okay as long as you do it intentionally to a very targeted audience after you've done some research, right? And I know all that sounds like work, but it's still a lot less work than 40 crappy sales calls every month, right? 40 hours of work a month on sales calls, right? That don't convert. Like, I would much rather do a little research up front, create a great LinkedIn Sales Navigator search, right? And know that everybody in that search is already targeted because I researched them, and then do some simple outreach that way. So there's ways to do the kinds of things people are doing with these crazy tools that are spamming us without spamming your network. Now, I'm not here to advocate tools. Okay, I don't know if it's a good idea not to use these tools to do that. I think not. I think 9 out of 10 times they're against LinkedIn's terms of service. So you need to be really careful with that. This outreach can be done manually, and it doesn't take a lot of time because you're only looking to put, like, depending on how many calls you're looking to put on your calendar, right? It doesn't take a lot of time, but you want to be really intentional about how that is. So I guess the point here is that there's so many reasons not to be using these tools, like spinning a tool and connecting with 100 people a day or even a week. I don't want you to connect with 100 people a month, maybe a month, right? Maybe that's it. I remember another customer that I spoke to that had had somebody doing this for them, right? And they were putting out videos, and they had bazillion connections and followers because they were using this tool to connect with a ton of people. Now, I have a lot of connections because I teach this stuff, right? So I'm not saying you don't have a lot of connections. I'm saying do it authentically, right? And organically. And there's ways to do that. I've done it. I've got, like, I don't know, 15 or 20,000 connections, and I've done it organically. You can too. But what was happening then was he was putting out these videos. He's like, Karen, we're getting like thousands of views on our videos. I'm like, really? And I'm like, well, tell me about the video. And you guys, I think yesterday or the day before, I talked about LinkedIn video. And I actually talked about this story, right? And what he was doing was dropping in the YouTube link. So I sent him over to YouTube and said, how many views is YouTube showing? And YouTube was showing like 2 or 3, right? Like, the volume you think you're getting, you're not getting. So stop worrying about the volume and start being intentional. Stop spamming your network. Stop spamming the world with your nonsense. Remember that people if they're not connected to you yet, they don't want any of your stuff. Like, especially if they didn't ask for it. Like, even if you have the best PDF in the world or the best training or webinar or whatever, if they're not connected to you already, they don't even know you. I'm not watching it. I'm not giving you 15 or 20 minutes or even 2 minutes of my time to watch your thing or read your blah, 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 even if it might be life changing for me, because I get 10 of them a day. I don't have time for that, right? So put yourself in the shoes on the other side of it. Do I think it's okay to occasionally send out, hey, I've got this short video for you? Of course, I think that's okay. But you need to do it intentionally to a targeted market, to a targeted audience, and not to your cold audience. All right. I also don't want you to burn out your warm audience, right? Like, so be really careful how you do that. But there's ways to make your marketing on LinkedIn magnetic. And that's what I want for you. I want you to have people reaching out to you, from this magnetic marketing. Now, listen, of course, we want to have an outreach strategy. We don't want to sit back on the beach and think business is just going to come flying in our face because we manifested it, right? Like, I'm all about manifestation and all that other stuff. But I also think we need to have an outreach strategy, right? A simple but powerful and targeted outreach strategy. And that does not spam your network. And it is way more effective than just throwing a lot of spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. All right. So I hope that this was valuable to you today. If you want to know again how all these strategies that I talk about on this series work together, go to sluvideo.com, and it's just a short couple-minute video that'll get you some more information on how this all works together. I will be back here tomorrow talking about how you can use all of your LinkedIn real estate, how you can use every bit of real estate LinkedIn gives you. All right. So I will see you then. And I hope you have a beautiful day. And I'll see you tomorrow.